Now, I love playing games in my classes, especially here at the middle school level, because as you can imagine, my kids are active and they want to be active all the time. But I think an easy trap to fall into with games is spending more time as a teacher making them than actually playing them in the class. But I'd like to explain a game that I like to play with my kids that is really nice for a few reasons. It takes little time to prep, it is infinitely flexible, and it engages all students at all times of the game. It is lamely called the Dice Game. Can't think of a better name at this point. But students will get in groups of 3 or 4, and they should be around a table or have their desks pushed together. So there should be little gaps in between their areas. And each table or each group has a pencil, and one die. And each student has their own paper. Now, they will divide their paper up into as many sections as you say. Generally, we have 4 sections. And so they'll divide their paper up like this, but you could have it divided up into 6 sections, 8 sections, it could be a list, however you want it to be. Now, the point of the game is to answer all of the questions that correspond with the sections. So I have a paper that I can show up on the projector that looks something like this. So in each section, there is a question or a prompt of some sort. And this could be, like I said, on the projector or in a PowerPoint or hidden behind the screen on the board, however you'd like it. But it's not revealed until the game starts. Now, in order to have control of the pencil, to be writing, that's where the die comes in. You have a lucky number, and it can be whatever number you want. I always pick 5. So lucky number 5, each student takes a turn, they go in a circle, and they roll it once. And if they get a 5, they then get control of the pencil. So they can grab it from the middle of the area, and they can start writing and start answering those questions. The other students, in the meantime, are taking turns still rolling the die. As soon as someone gets another 5, they immediately take the pencil from the writer. The writer has to stop, and they have to fork over the pencil. And then the other person gets to start writing. That is really the gist of the game. Whoever finishes first, they quietly raise their hand. I come around and check their answers. And what's nice about this is if you write questions that are a little bit more open-ended or could have more than one answer, it could expand. So with these questions that I have, for example, like name one symbol from our book and what it represents, there's more than one symbol. So I can push it further and say come up with another one or come up with another metaphor or write an example of this, or an example of a conflict, to keep the game going so that every student can keep playing. One thing I'd like to recommend is to tell students not to be crazy with the dice, because if you roll it and it slides off your desk and goes who knows where, that just gives the writer more time to write. If you tell them that, they'll be very careful about keeping it in their area because they definitely want to win. But it's a very fun game. The kids love to play. It does get a little loud, but sometimes that's nice in the classroom.